And welcome to another video on my channel. I am Tristan from Tristan's Tabletop Talk, and today I want to talk with you about my list which I played in the Netherlands and won a golden ticket. First of all, I played Stormcast Eternals and the subfaction Sentinels of the Bleak Citadels. And when you see now my list, you will wonder, Tristan, why you play this subfaction and not another one, because you just have 6 prosecutors on 12 wounds who can get the buff with a 5-up ward. One of the biggest problems of this list is that you don't have a lot of pieces to play battle tactics. Of course, you have a pretty good alpha strike with the Paladors and the prosecutors, and of course you do a lot of damage, especially when the Viculos wound the enemy units and you got +1 to hit for free. But you don't have a lot of models and wounds on the board, so you has to play pretty structured. So when you attack a flank, that there is not so much backfire which hit you back. But now let us start with my general Cronus. And you may ask yourself, Tristan, why do you play Cronus and prefer to play him over maybe Karazai or Ionos? And Cronus is the only 2-cast wizard with +2 to cast, and I think that is very good for my list, because I need endless spells to have screening potential, and I need the endless spells, of course, to tag some enemy units in combat as well. A lot of people think that a big dragon without praetors is not such a threat, but guys, Cronus is a pretty hard hitter, especially against infantry. For example, like Chosen, there he has rend 3 with 1 attack profile, and that is pretty strong, and he is doing a lot of damage. Before I talk with you about the units, let us talk about my second hero, the Knight Incantor. The Knight Incantor don't has any other unit in his regiment, and maybe you will ask yourself, Tristan, why? Because he's not allowed to be the leader of one of the other units. And now you can ask yourself, Tristan, but why do you play him? And I really like him because he has a 30-inch bubble to give the opponent -1 to cast endless spells. And he has once per game an auto unbind in 30-inch, and especially this ability is so important because often your opponent want to countercast an endless spell to screen the prosecutors or the long strikes, for example, and then you can say, no way buddy, here's my auto unbind, and you don't get it. You also can use the Knight Incantor to build up a screen. Because of Mirror Shield, the opponent is only allowed to shoot him when he is in 9 inches. So he is pretty safe in the first round. And now let us get to the juicy stuff.
Morbid Conjuration is the perfect fit for my army. The Purple Sun, for example, give me the opportunity to get Rend 2 for my army. The Maelstrom is a perfect piece which I can cast in the enemy turn to screen. The Portal is pretty important as well. It gives me the opportunity to set up my prosecutors during the deployment phase and give them the 5-up ward. Then I can teleport them in my first turn and still have an alpha strike option. The prosecutors now have 12 wounds. With my finest hour they have a 2-up save and a 5-up ward. So they are not easy to kill and still can do a lot of damage. My opponent has to screen his backline because if he is doing a mistake, they can reach out for the little heroes and snack them. You always want this unit to charge because then they have 2 damage instead of 1. Now let us talk about the second threat, the Pallados. A reinforced unit of 6 has 30 wounds and is pretty strong. I don't let my opponent breathe for a second and have a lot of threat. That is pretty important for my other pieces of the army. While my opponent has to think about how he can handle my melee weapons, my Vigilors can spread the damage and give me the +1 to hit for all of my other units. So I can save command points for all-out defense instead of all-out attack. For example, my Pallados now sitting on a 2-up save with 30 wounds. Everybody, even myself, is hating this unit. The long strikes are the hard hitters of the army and you always can place them on the right spot with 18-inch threat range, and with covering fire in this edition I think you can really max out the threat potential. Sometimes they do spike and even lift a Kairos in one round.
This was a quick overview about my list, which I played now for 2 or 3 months in a row. I also played the list on the German Club Championship, shout out to my team, and where we could won and bring home the title as well. And I hope you liked the video, and if you want to know more about the list, then just check out my tournament vlog in the Netherlands. There you can see much more in detail how the list worked. I hope you enjoyed this quick video, and leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and we will see us soon.